Okay, folks, another video tonight, and this is proof that this election was close. The right-wing media, and some mainstream media, and some leftist media are saying that the election is a blowout. Well, Trump, this is a mandate to do our bullshit. This is a mandate to do our bullshit. But this is a lie. This is a close election. This is from David Pacman show. And we have the data. I guess the votes are votes are still counted. But this shows it right here, folks. But the election was very close. Very slim margins. This guy won by. And the reason why he won, because of a lot of people didn't vote. You're gonna see why. How much people voted. Here's all the stats now. Okay, folks. Here's all the stats. You will see.
Into a now tiny 1.4%. Here's where we stand today. Donald Trump leads Vice President Kamala Harris in the popular vote, by just 1.4%.
Look at this, folks. Look at this. Ha! See here? Folks, Trump got 77 million votes. 256,496. Kamala Harris, 7.4 million, 664,287. See, it's very close, folks. And look at this. Although the electoral college doesn't mean nothing. It's an outdated system. Doesn't mean nothing, folks. And the first time they won, the Republican Party won a popular vote since 2004. And he won because of people didn't vote the last time. People voted, Biden voters who voted, he had 81 million votes. See? So she lost 7 million, say 6 million votes. Or 5 million. Say 6 million votes. 900, so it's almost 75. Yeah, 6 million votes. See, she lost 6 million votes. So if she won the same votes, that even half the votes, maybe if she won 3 million more, then it would have been very close. Maybe she would have won. This would be she would have eked out a victory. It would have been very interesting. She wouldn't have to see half the votes. Say 7 million, and she won half of them. 81 million, right? Biden won. And say she won almost a little more than half of them. It's like 4 million. Then she would have won the election. But she didn't win because other reasons. Identity politics, like I said before. That's why she didn't win. Maybe she should know. Maybe she was the wrong candidate for this election because of her identity and she didn't campaign that good. And the advice, she had bad campaign strategy, and so-called consultants, they didn't help her at all. So, yeah, so, So that's why, folks. There it is, 1.4%. And that's amazing. One of the narrowest margins of in modern history. Look, this is one of the narrowest margins of modern history, and it really is. See, that's amazing. See, this is the electoral college. Electoral college doesn't say much. It does mean much. The last time it did, because Biden won. He won 81%. He won 81 million. And I think, see, Trump won 76 million. Or 71 million last time in 2020. So there was a blowout. Because he won the popular vote, Biden won. But even in that case, in his swing states, it was very close. It's close elections. So he won a slim margin by thousands of votes. Biden won in 2020. But then, that was considered a blowout though. But it wasn't that much of a, it was kind of a blowout, but not much. It wasn't a big blowout. But still, people are saying that this is a blowout. And look at the margins. And they go by the electoral college. I think he won 312 and she's 250 or something. But still. I think Biden won 314, but I think Trump, he got less electoral. I think she got more of the electoral college than Trump when he lost. I think he lost, he got less electoral college votes. And it wasn't, the margins were closer. I think the Biden electoral college were larger. He won by a larger amount. He won by a larger amount. That's why they say it's a blowout, folks. He won by a larger amount in the popular vote. In the electoral college, he won a larger amount. But here it's very close. And though electoral college, it seems like it's a blowout, but it's not that much a blowout. And even the electoral college, if you say it's a blowout, it's not that much compared to other blowouts. Yeah, compared to other blowouts, this is very close. And now the popular vote, look at this, 1.4%. Amazing, folks. Well, with the right candidate at this time, maybe they would have won the Democrats. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say, but I might go on. Let's see what else he says.
This is one of the narrowest margins in modern history. And it's really important to remind people, and every time the magas in the audience write to me, confusion between plurality and majority. The majority of those who voted in November voted for someone other than Donald Trump. The majority of the votes in November were for a different agenda than the one Donald Trump offered. Now, of course, this is not a mandate, but of course Trump gets to be president. There's no question about that. I've also been getting emails from people saying, David, why are you talking about this? You're almost acting like someone else gets to be president. No. I'm not like you guys in 2020. Trump gets to be president. There's no question whatsoever. But because so many of my friends on the left have become demoralized and disillusioned and have said, I might just check out for the next 4 years. The fact that there is such a lack of a mandate, and that in fact, if you voted, think about this, if you voted for someone other than Trump, you are in the majority. You're in the majority of the country, the non-Trump voters. It is critical that we recognize.
Thing is, folks, this was a 50-50 election. People were saying that, I mean, like when Biden was in the race, like he was down. When Harris came in, took over, we made it a 50-50 race. So this here proves that. Pollsters were saying that, so maybe they're right. If you look it back, maybe they're right in this sense. There are some of them are saying that it's a 50-50 race. I mean, up until the last couple of weeks, some are saying that she's gonna win. Maybe they're being over optimistic. Some of those polls are saying that. Some polls are wrong. But a month out, the last month, a month before the election, it was like a 50-50, going back and forth. So this proves it, folks. It was a 50-50 race. That's all this was. To me, the pollsters they were saying that these polls, the pollsters, all these certain polls, the credible ones were saying that it was 50-50. So they're right. And believe it or not, Cenk Uygur said that too. It was a 50-50. I mean, now he's not even saying that. But it was a 50-50 race. And some are saying that, oh, she would have lost. The polls are saying, some are saying that I don't know. But they're post-duopoly. I understand why they're saying that. Sabi Saps are saying that. Some of the pollsters were saying that she was down. Like the inner, like the inside, what do you call the polls? Inside the inner polls, like the private polls are saying that she was down. But they're not so right to everybody. I guess they were. She was down, maybe. But that was before when she came in. The polls are saying that there are different polls. They're saying that it was off. It wasn't the same as the regular polls. Where they're saying that it was she was up. She went up a bit. But some of the polls are saying that she's actually even or down. But that when she just came in the race. But after that, in the midst of the campaign, the middle of the campaign, she was ahead one time, then it was 50-50. So they weren't misleading. She's saying they were misleading. Yeah, they were kind of. They're misleading the followers. But I don't think their internal polls, so maybe it was off a bit. But I don't think they were misleading. I mean, they were misleading their voters. I mean, not to that sense. Maybe they're kind of off their internal polls than the national polls. So maybe they were down. But that was the beginning of when she came in, just of the campaign. And then she went ahead, and then it was even. So yeah, I think I think some people they're spreading. I don't know. Some of the left are spreading. She's still on the left, but she's wrong. Sabi Saps. I mean, so she had a chance, but like I said, she wouldn't have won. Because of what I said before, the identity politics. Maybe she should have. Maybe I would say this: there was maybe a 20% chance she could have, if she went more to the left a little bit. Maybe if she went full left wing. But even that, they would have used it against her. She's a communist. They already said that she's a communist. And straight out on the right wing campaign, say she's a communist. So maybe that wouldn't have mattered. She still wouldn't have won. Maybe by luck she would have made it. That's what I'm thinking now. It would have been by luck. She would have been a fluke if she had won. See if she moved to the progressive policies on the campaign. She started that, but but some say, I think some are saying that on the left, like TYT, they're saying that, oh, they didn't like her candidate, she shouldn't have run her candidacy, but they didn't want a black person running. But some of these leftists, so-called progressive, these white leftists, but they're right. Maybe, hey, they should have run a white guy. Maybe a white person, or I don't think a woman. Maybe the governor in Michigan. Maybe they would have. She had a chance. She would have won. I don't know. Maybe a white. Maybe Shapiro. But doing his position, if he's kind of like with Israel, I don't think he would have won. I mean, maybe it would have been a more backlash if he had won. If he had run. I think Jake wanted him to win. Oh, it's crazy. The stupid, his foolishness. Pure nonsense. Yeah, he would have. Yeah, so they didn't want her to run. Because they say it's like identity politics. But she never tried to do identity politics. Some say she made of when she talked differently to black folks and white folks, but I mean, some we all do it. I mean, black people do that a lot. Who cares? That doesn't mean. But she tried not to. Besides that, do identity politics. So yeah, the bigots don't want her to run in the so-called the liberal left. Some of them, but yeah. But maybe they're right. Bigots are right. So she shouldn't run. Like, you guys are right. Jink Uger. Okay. No, I shouldn't call you that. I'm not going to call you that. But hey. Yeah, some views to make him sound like a bigot. Anyways.
Between their slim House majority and the lack of a mandate for Trump, this is a guy who not only should be opposed in what he plans to do, but he can be opposed. It is a razor-thin margin in the House of Representatives. It's also important to consider that one narrative is everywhere shifted to Trump. Yes, there were national shifts to Trump. Massachusetts went more for Trump than 2020. California went more for Trump than 2020. That is true. But the vast majority of the benefit to Trump was not that he inspired gobs of new voters to go and vote for him. It's dips in Democratic turnout in high population blue states, including California, including New York. None of this makes Trump's win anything but legitimate. I don't want the emails that I'm getting every time I have a conversation like this about, David, now you're doing what the MAGAs did or what you say they did in 2020. Very much not. Trump won, Trump gets to be president. But what we must resist is the idea that a majority of this country likes what Trump offered. A majority of the voters voted for someone else. What we have to resist is that Trump inspired millions and millions of people to either switch or come out who had never voted before. The biggest benefit to Trump was decreased Democratic turnout, and as far as the popular vote is concerned, overwhelmingly in these large population blue states. So then we get to, what do the next couple of years look like? The Republican Party took the Senate. The Republican Party has taken the House. The House majority is razor thin. And with some special elections upcoming, it's really a question mark what sort of majority Republicans are going to have. Relying on split ticket voters, and we saw what happened with Kerry Lake in Arizona, where nearly 200,000 people who voted Trump said, I'm voting Trump, but I'm not voting for Kerry Lake. So we just have to be honest. When Biden won in 2020, this was a country divided. Now that Trump has won, this is a country divided. And Trump's margin of victory is the second smallest since 1968. Trump and the people around him.
See that, folks? 1968. Wow. So this is where it's one of the closest elections ever, folks. That's amazing.
Are acting like he just won some Reagan era landslide mandate. The supporters eat it up. And what does it lead to? It leads to Trump thinking, I'm going to get Matt Gaetz.
Some idiot, some left wing, or some liberals eat it up too. They believe that. So called liberals, so called left, on the left, believe that too.
Confirmed. No, you're not. It leads to Trump thinking anyone he says will be on his cabinet is going to be on his cabinet. But there are many Republican senators, and the House is going to be a different thing as far as passing legislation. But there are many Republican senators who recognize, damn, there are people who voted for Trump, went out of their way not to vote for the Republican down ballot candidate, be it a senator or be it a candidate for the House of Representatives. We can't just go and say, sure, put Matt Gaetz in Donald Trump's cabinet. The tighter the margin gets, and it's not going to get much tighter because the vote counting is really almost done. The tighter the margin gets, the harder it will be for Trump to spin it. And when these final votes trickle in and Trump's margin of victory presumably continues to decline, it is going to be tougher and tougher for Trump to get away with this. But the takeaway has to be, I understand the instinct to say I need a break from this, and I say take it, at least until January 20th, right? I understand the feeling that we just...
So he's going to say resist, I think. Take a break and...
got crushed. But this is a historically small margin of victory when it comes to Donald Trump in the popular vote. And as far as any kind of mandate where it's even ethically or morally or logistically justified to say we get to do what we want because we won so bigly, it's very much untrue. And it's not obvious that they will be able to do whatever they want if we remain involved.
That's it, folks. That's it. I went too long with that, actually. But yeah, so that's what it is, folks. This was one of the closest elections ever. That's amazing, folks. Since 1968. Wow. Oh, so this bullshit is no goddamn mandate. No way. And no way we should, or the Democrats, or the people in or the liberals, so-called, or the leftists should be, working with this guy. I mean, unless you want to do on certain things, on one issue, you could work with him. Or work with I said him, but with the MAGA. You want to work with the MAGA to push certain policies, or maybe you want to do that. But basically, you want to resist them. It's going to be more of a resistance. Because the MAGA is not going to, maybe 30% of them might go along with you. And Cenk Uygur and Joe Scarborough think that. But Joe Scarborough is totally different. He doesn't want a populist movement. But Cenk Uygur and some others want to go with the flow in trying to get a movement with the MAGA. That's not gonna work. I don't think so. Maybe you might get some of them. You could try, but they should try and work with the so-called max left or the far left. He just attacks them, but get a movement with them, populist movement, and with the liberals, so-called liberals. Even some of the so-called establishment Democrats, we get them on board. And you can add a few MAGAs to it. the ones that are reasonable, but not even not certain ones that not bad actors going on. I mean, these podcasts show that these guys are bad actors. They don't really care about the other side. I mean, they don't really care. I mean, Glenn Beck, and Patrick, what's his name? Patrick David or whatever. Yeah, so, but that's it, folks. I'm going to end this. I mean, there it is. This is a close election, folks. So this is more like, this is why it's more. This should be more of a resistance movement. I mean, they're not compliance. Trying to appeal to the right and get some stuff done. Even to the end of the populist right. Maybe they could turn on Trump. That's what Cenk Uyghur's thinking. And some of those on the left, the so-called left, are thinking. They would turn on Trump. Man, that's not going to happen. Only on me could try in certain issues. The anti-war issue, being anti-war, that's the only thing they could maybe get. Try to get that Cenk should do that. Get a mass anti-war movement. Start there. Maybe you get something done. I mean, why not? Big, vast anti-war movement. He doesn't believe that. He believes in empire. But you can start there. A lot of them are anti-war. A lot of them. I don't say a lot, but maybe less than half they might be, or 40% of them might be anti-war. So you can start there. I see most of the left is anti-war. I mean, maybe 60% are anti-war, and maybe 40% of the rights and the magas are anti-war. So you can start there and do a movement. That's gonna be another video to talk about that, folks. But I'm gonna go out to the next video.